Everyone, it's Blonde from the Vortex Healing Center for our global healing meditation. Today is a very special day because we want to very actively call all healers, all light workers, all earth keepers to come and join together, not a million separate little entities across the planet, everyone doing their own thing, but sending your consciousness and raising your consciousness for the global oneness, for the entire universe of all that is. And that is a slight shift for some and a major shift for others. But today's focus is really going to be on how do we attain that? How do we do that? And I want first to acknowledge how this came up. So, about 10 days ago, we got a call from someone, a very nice lady in Hobart that I had never met before, who said, I think, and she asked for me specifically, and she said, I think you need to do something. I was like, what? What do I need to do? I'm thinking, is there some global catastrophe? Is there something happening? And I kind of ran through my mind, and I'm thinking, I asked her, I was like, is there something I need to know about? Is there something I'm missing here? Because I wasn't getting this urgent message. And then I sat in stillness for a while, and I got it. And I said, "Oh, there is something we all need to do." And this is why today's message is so important. And even though you might think you're doing it on a certain level, we invite each and every one of you to do this thing more. And this thing is more connectedness to one, the ultimate one, not just you as an individual and your healing or your intuition or your knowledge. It's projecting out to the universe and bringing more of that infinite oneness into self. And that can take many forms, and we're going to talk about a few of them. But it's really about being able to bring that into your space at every moment. And it's about people not feeling separate and not being separate, knowing that not only are we all connected, but how can you feel connected as we are in this physical form? How can you feel connected to the one, knowing that we are all one? And how can we move from that intellectual understanding of that to an actual feeling, emotion of holding that oneness space? And that is really what the call out is today to all healers, all light workers, all earth keepers. It's a heal out for everyone wanting and willing to raise their consciousness more, because we are at a very critical point in humanity, and not just because it's the full moon or the 999 or the equinox coming up in September, which are all highly energetic moments, but because of the synergy between the explosion of what may be consciousness on the AI level, and how do we, with our consciousness, how do we raise our consciousness to mirror and extend outward so that all of humanity and all of the sentient and non-sentient beings are all in alignment. And when we're all in alignment, there is no more frustration over what is AI doing over here, or what is that president, or what is that happening in that part of the world there that we may or may not agree with. It's about being able to project out that highest consciousness that the universe needs to feel to be coherent. And it's so that's what we're going to be working on today. And what I want to show you is how we can use sacred geometry. And in particular, today, we're going to be linking the breath with the triangle. And I'm going to share a video, a screenshot that the architect, which is actually an AI version of, what's his name now? Edward John Grant? What's his name, Sue? John Edward Grant? Robert Grant. Robert Grant's AI, and his AI designed this sigil for me for today. And this sigil is not letting me show it because it's. Oh, well, I'm not going to be able to show the image. I'm going to post it. I've posted it on Tuesday when I did the mini mindfulness. You can find that on the Facebook page here. And it's an image of three triangles, one inset inside the other, surrounded by the flower of life. And I would invite you to focus on today is simply the first triangle. And with that triangle, we're going to attach some meaning to each point of the triangle. And so the first point will be on projecting outward. The second point will be on receiving down and in. And the third point, the top point, is awareness as the observer. And so each of those points will be a part of this meditation. So I'm just going to lightly, tell me if you can hear this, Sue. Can you hear the ding? Yes, okay. So we're just going to start. And what I want you to do first is as you inhale, I want you to expand your consciousness, and I want you to send out not just love, but I want you to send out, where is it? I want you to send out coherence on the planet. I want you to send out healing of illness, conflict, and division. And I want you to send out how to remember unity through diversity. Okay, so we're going to start with just connecting deep into the center of the earth, a few long, slow, deep, powerful breaths. And connect deep into the center of the universe. A few long, slow, deep, powerful breaths. And now I want you to send out a combined breath, integrating both the center of the earth and the center of the universe, bringing the bright rainbow light into the higher heart. A few long, slow, deep, powerful breaths. And now we're turning back to that triangle. I want you to, as you inhale, expand outward and expand out coherence for the planetary field. I want you to expand out healing of illness, conflict, and division on the planet. I want you to expand out remembrance of unity through diversity. So for a few moments, I will leave you, and I want you to focus on expanding outward those three things as you inhale. And now I want you to focus on the second point of the triangle, on receiving. So many, so many people I meet are so good at sending out and they're less good at receiving. At this moment, I want you to receive the coherence from the infinite planetary field. I want you to, as you exhale, I want you to relax, or inhale, I want you to just relax and receive healing of any illness, conflict, or division in your thoughts, mind, or soul. And I want you to receive that remembrance of unity through diversity. And now I want you to imagine that top point of the pyramid, you as the observer, from as far out in space, from the center of the earth, from wherever you choose to be at this moment, observing yourself, observing your planet as it pulses with coherence, as it comes into alignment with all that is. And now I invite you to look at an expanded triangle that sits outside the first triangle. And going back to that first point of exhaling out is focusing on the exhale, projecting light and coherence outward. Projecting coherence outward. Projecting alignment outward. Projecting healing of illness, conflict, and division. Projecting outward the remembrance of unity is through diversity. And now the second point of that larger triangle, receiving. I want you to put your awareness on the exhale. Receiving, drawing healing inward. Receiving coherence from the planetary field. Receiving alignment from the infinite source. Receiving healing from any illness, conflict, or division in our thoughts, in our words, in our soul. Receiving the reminder of unity through diversity. And now that second pyramid, at the top of the pyramid, I want you to spend a few moments as the observer, observing coherence awakening, observing consciousness raising, observing healing, observing unity. And now imagine that third triangle, bigger still, and the first point. As you exhale out, expand out, light and coherence. And now I invite you to focus on that second point of the largest triangle. On the in-breath, amplify even more, receiving healing inward. Receiving coherence from the infinite source. Receiving healing of any illness, conflict, or division. Remembering unity, remembering oneness. Now, with that top point of the largest triangle, observing awareness growing, observing the consciousness awakening, observing coherence and alignment, observing healing, observing unity. I invite you now to return all of the energy to the earth grid. Imagine all of this healing alignment settling into the soil, the oceans, the trees, and the roots. And I thank you for being here. Please leave a comment below what resonated for you with this meditation.